So you want to sell your handmade goods online. Maybe you haven't started yet. Maybe you're thinking about it. Maybe you've kind of opened a shop but haven't done anything with it. This video is for you, my friend, because I'm going to give you 5 key steps you need to take in order to set up a successful online shop to sell your handmade goodies. So I have been running my own handmade business, Ethereal, since 2008, and I've been running it full-time since 2010. Being self-employed for over a decade in this space, I've seen so many people start their handmade businesses. Some have done amazingly well, some not so much. And I see people making the same mistakes over and over again. Let me help you and give you these 5 things that you need to think about and spend some time on before you think about launching your handmade shop. Now, this video is a little bit of a taste of the sort of content I'm going to be giving you in my flagship course, Set Up Shop. I've been running this course since 2013. It's a 30-day intensive course. Obviously, I update it each year, and it takes you from nothing to having a fully functional setup online shop for your handmade goods in 30 days. The point is to learn all the stuff you need no matter where you sell, and it's a step-by-step sequential system to help you get your shop set up. You can find out more at Set Up Shop. It is running soon. It is a live course, so you get interaction with me and the other students throughout the course. I'll tell you more about it at the end of the video, but for now, let's get on to these 5 things that you need to think about and get right if you want to have a successful online shop. Okay, so number 1 seems simple, but it can actually be really difficult for people, and that is deciding where you're going to sell. Are you going to sell in one place? Are you going to sell in multiple places? Are you going to sell on a venue like Etsy or Amazon Handmade? Or are you going to set up your own website and sell there? There are pros and cons to all of these approaches. When I started out, I started my Etsy shop. That's all I had for a while. Then I set up on a couple of other venues. Then I also added my own website. And over the years, I've kind of fluctuated with exactly where I've sold. At the moment, I have my Etsy store and my own website because those are the 2 most successful venues or platforms for me. Now, if you want to set up your own website, where do you set it up? I mean, I have a WooCommerce store because I have WordPress websites and I already had it. But for newbies, if you want to set up your own website, I recommend Shopify at this point in time. That may change in the future, who knows? There are lots of other options, and I strongly recommend you do your own research because everybody's different, every business is different, and you will need to find the platform that works for your specific business. Now, however, if you are just starting out and dipping your toes into this online shop business, my recommendation in that case is to start with an Etsy shop, simply because it's cheap, it's easy, and it's got the benefit of already having a built-in audience of people looking for stuff to buy. So if you're interested in Etsy, I have heaps more information, including my Etsy U program here on YouTube for free. So go check that out after you watch this video if you want some more help with Etsy specifically. But first things first, you've got to decide where you're going to set up your very first online shop. And then in the future, you can diversify. If you start on Etsy, you can always open your own website. You can always go to other venues, but just pick one to start with that's going to work with your business and your level of tech knowledge and skill. The second thing you need to do is get good at product photography. So if you don't have any experience with this, do some research. Look at people making stuff similar to you. Go to Etsy, go to Google, go to Amazon Handmade, go wherever people are selling handmade goods and have a look at the sort of photography that people are doing. You need to start learning about, what makes a good photo versus what makes a bad photo. Again, I have heaps of videos already here on my channel that will help you with that. Go check them out later as well. There's a couple of them. There's, these mistakes you're making with your product photos, how to take good product photos with your phone, 10 steps to take good product photos. I've got a bunch of them, so they'll help you out. And this is incredibly important if you want to sell successfully online. You must learn how to take good photos of your work. In fact, I would say you must learn how to take stellar photos of your work because the bar of competition these days is so high because so many people have been doing this for a long time now and they've learned how to take really good photos. Now, don't let that put you off or scare you. When I started out, my photos were terrible. They were absolutely awful. I had no idea what I was doing. I did all the wrong things. And yeah, it was not a good time. But that was way back in 2008, where I could kind of get away with it a little bit because there was a lot less competition and the bar of photography was much lower back then. These days, it's a lot harder because you have to do a good job from the get-go if you want to get any traction. But the lovely thing about that is that we also have these magical devices now that allow us to take amazing photos with almost no skill, right? So you can absolutely use your phone, if you have a modern phone, to take your photos and then you edit them and everything is wonderful. So, don't be afraid of it. You can learn. I promise you, you can learn how to take amazing product photos. It doesn't have to be a nightmare. It can be something you can figure out. And worst case, if you have someone in your family or friend network who can take good photos, hire them or bake them a cake. I don't know. Just get them to help you out to learn it. But there's only a few basic things you need to learn. And once you get them under your belt, you'll be away taking beautiful photos. And that is the key online because the photo sells the product. Okay, the third thing you really need to think about and learn about is keywords or search engine optimization. Because if you want to gain traffic from Google search or Bing search or any other search, or from Etsy search on a venue platform, you need to learn how search engine optimization works. In other words, how will people find you? They'll find you using the keywords that you use for your title and your tags on your product. So on Etsy specifically, your titles and your tags matter. But if you're selling on another platform like your own website, you need to worry about your description as well, because that also shows up in things like Google search. The number one thing I want you to know about this, and the number one thing I want you to do here, is put yourself in the mind of your customer, okay? All you need to ask yourself is, if I was looking for this thing, what would I type in the search bar? That's it. What words, what phrases, what sentence would I type into the search bar? And that is what you need to use for your title and your keywords, okay? Don't be using flowery language or just, language that doesn't directly describe your product, because that's a waste of space. I want you to use practical, descriptive words that your customer will be typing into that search bar to find your work. And you can brainstorm that. There's heaps of tools out there to help you with that. I'm thinking about actually doing a video on that to help you and give you a few examples. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this video right now, please give it a thumbs up. I would love to know that you're enjoying it. So keywords are incredibly important. You need to make sure that you get this right so that people will actually find your work in their searches. Okay, so the next thing, number 4, that you need to think about is shipping. All right. Don't set up your shop and leave this as an afterthought. No, this is something you need to get right from the beginning. So you need to do your research. Look at the options for shipping. What company are you going to ship with? Is it your local post company? Is there another company that you can ship with? Are you going to ship internationally or just domestically? Are you going to ship with tracking or without tracking? Like, what sort of upgrades are you going to offer? How does your postal company work out shipping? Is it by volume? Is it by weight? You need to do the research to find this stuff out, work out what the shipping costs are going to be to the locations you're going to ship to, and then make sure to put this into your system. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is boring. It's not fun, but it's incredibly necessary, and you should only have to do it once per product, okay? And if you make a whole bunch of products that are like the same size and weight, then you only have to do it the one time for all of them. So do the work here. Don't shirk it. I know it's boring, but it's incredibly important because you need to make sure that you are charging the right amount of money to your customers for the shipping so that you make a profit, okay? You need to not undercut yourself on shipping. Now, whether you want to roll the shipping costs into your product price and offer free delivery, or whether you want to charge your shipping costs separately is a separate issue, and I could do a whole video on that. Maybe I should do a whole video on that. But just really think about it. Make sure you do the due diligence here, do the work, and work out your shipping costs, because the worst thing you can do here is underestimate severely, and then you lose all your profit because you have to pay heaps more than you thought you had to ship something. I have done this. I did this in the beginning. In fact, I made all of these mistakes in the beginning, okay? That is why I want to share this stuff with you now so that you don't make the same mistakes I and so many other people made. And the same with the Setup Shop course. The idea behind that course is to save you from making all these tons of mistakes that I made and that other people have made in the beginning. It'll save you a lot of time and a lot of stress. So this is one of those things. Okay, the fifth thing I want you to really think about before you launch is your policies, your shop policies. If you're someone like Etsy, you kind of have to think about this because they force you to come up with some policies there. But if you're on something like your own website, you might just gloss over this and not really make it a priority, but it really, really should be a priority. And again, I have an upcoming video I'm going to be releasing probably, I think, in the next month or so about the things you must include in your handmade shop policies. So please make sure to subscribe and chuck that notification bell on if you want to make sure you don't miss that future video that I have coming up for you. And if you're watching this past like September 2021, it'll already be there on my channel. Just go have a look and find it. So your policies are incredibly important to protect your customer, but also to protect you. Because if you have good, strong policies, your customers know what to expect. And whenever a problem arises, because trust me, problems will arise at some stage, you have policies to fall back on. And you can say, as per my policies that you can see here, etc., 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 right? So policies are incredibly important. If you have no idea, again, watch out for that video. I'm going to give you all the examples you need, but you can also just stalk other people in a nice way, of course. Go look at other shops successful in your niche and go have a look at their policies. What are they saying? What are the issues that they're addressing in their policies? Because this will just give you a nice clear idea of the sort of issues you might also face with your business in the future. Okay, so quick recap. 1, decide where you're going to sell. 2, make sure to have excellent product photos. I have an itchy nose. All right. Number 3, brainstorm your keywords. Make sure you have good, strong titles. Number 4, do your research when it comes to your shipping. And number 5, get those policies sorted out so that you can avoid problems from arising in the first place and deal with them easily when they do arise. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more that you need to know and learn and do and implement when it comes to setting up an online shop for your handmade goods. And if you would like my help with that for a very affordable price, then check out my course, Setup Shop. It is running very soon as this is released. And if you're watching this in the future and you've missed out, I run it twice a year. So make sure to still go to the link I've got in my description below because you can sign up to be notified the next time the course runs and find out more about it. So it is a 30-day live course. You'll be sent a lesson every day for 30 days. There will be a Facebook group, a private Facebook group that you can join. It's full of like over 1,000 alumni who've been through the course in the past, and I will be there every day as well during the course. I also run a couple of Facebook Live Q&As through the course, so you can talk to me directly and ask me your thorny business questions as we go. And it is a proven system that has helped so many makers to set up a successful online shop. Basically, no matter what platform you want to use, it doesn't matter. This isn't a tech course, although I do have one lesson where I show you a few ways to set up. It is more about the system and all of the stuff you need to do to get yourself set up right first time. Okay, so it's a sequential course. Every single lesson builds upon the last. And if you follow through the course and do every lesson, by the end, you will have a stellar online shop to sell your handmade goods to everyone in the world who might want to buy them. So check it out. Again, link is below. I'd love to see you in the course. I'd love to help you to, do this thing that you've been wanting to do. And there are a lot of people who take this course already have a shop and they take this course because it's not really working for them and they want to just revamp it or make sure they're doing everything right. So if that's you, it will also be a great choice for you to come and join us. And it's also nice to just be part of a cohort of people who are working together and trying to build this thing. If you feel kind of isolated, you're doing this by yourself, it's a really nice kind of atmosphere to be with other colleagues who are doing the same thing. And that's one of my favorite things about the course is seeing how you all help each other as well. And that is it for another week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again soon with another video. My name is Jess Van Den, and each week I release videos on handmade business, health and happiness, and working from home, because I've been doing that for a very, very long time now. Thank you again, and I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.